Alright, here we have a vintage Samsung 14-inch CRT TV, simulated wood grain. I found this thrown out about a year or so ago at the same house that I got that one GE TV from, just not at the same time. This one was thrown out first, and about a week or so later they threw out that other CRT. So both came from the same house. This one, however, has a cut power cord. You see the cord comes out here and it's cut. I don't know if they did that and that's why it was thrown out, or scrappers cut it for the copper. I have a replacement cord here. Didn't need a lamp cord, but good enough. About the same thickness, 8 foot. Figure out how to hack it onto here, just temporarily. See if it even works. Then if it does, I can maybe wire it in there correctly. If I take this back off, then I can get in there. Got your coax connection here, kind of loose. Model TC3836TW, June 1992. Made in Thailand. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 80 watts. Distributed by Samsung. It's dirty because it's been sitting on the ground over there. So that GE there is just thrown out like the second week from the same house as this one. So they both came from the same house. Flip down door. Service knob. Auto program, air, STD, HRC. Color, tint, contrast and brightness, cobwebby, power, your volume channel. Let me see about getting this back off. If I can get enough length on here, I can temporarily splice the cord in. So let's do that. Alright, back is off. Here's the inside of it. Got this little thingy here. Here's the cord. Goes into there. Got a fuse. So I can just take this thing off, splice it onto there temporarily. And if it works, I could maybe solder it on there. Or just put a couple of butt splices inside here. Then just stick it out that way. Dusty, obviously. I noticed on the back cover, it had knockouts for like optional things. Like here you got inputs for like audio, video, but it doesn't have those. And then you have this connection here. It's like a universal case, and they just knock it out for whatever they need it for. Let me test that fuse, make sure that's good. And we'll go from there. Let's see if this thing even powers on at all. Information on it. Vacuum picture tube is dangerous. X-ray safe according to ROV data, January 8th, 87. This picture tube employs integral implosion protection. Replaced with a tube of the same type number for continued safety. Back when you could replace these things. So anyway, let me test that fuse and then wire this up and we'll go from there. Okay, it's wired up. From what I could gather, do a quick search, the wire with the white stripe would be a neutral and the solid black would be your hot. So like the neutral would be, I think, would be the wide blade for polarized. And on the lamp cord, the solid black wire is the neutral, while the one with the printing is the hot. Kind of backwards, but it is what it is. You can see here, got your wide blade here, and that side of the wire has nothing on it, while the hot side does. So I wired it up that way, some wire nuts temporarily, and plug it into a variac so I can power it up slowly, make sure nothing blows up. If I'm satisfied, we can crank it all the way up. So let's go plug it in. Alright, variac's plugged in. Just gotta turn it on. Get it out here in the driveway so if it blows up, It's out here. I'm in the garage somewhat, so I got to aim that way. And the variac on. It's on. Slowly crank it up. About 26 volts. Sit there for a minute. Alright, we're up to about the 120 mark. Between 117 and 130. So far, nothing's blown up. I guess go if it broke, turn it on, hopefully it don't blow up on me. Nothing. Okay. I know the fuse tested out good. Wire it backwards and see what happens. Maybe they got it wired backwards. Because it's not turning on right now. It shows we got power. It's at the max now, 130. But it's not turning on. So, back to the drawing board. Alright, I rewired it to reverse the polarity. Maybe the white stripe wire is the hot on this one. You know, who knows? Maybe it's not an industry standard. Or it's completely fucked, who knows? Voltage has been reset, power is on. Let's crank it up, see what happens here if it don't blow up. It's up to about 52 volts. You don't think it would matter that much with AC power. I doubt it has a safety switch. Alright, it's up to full power. Hasn't blown up yet. Will it turn on now? Yes. I heard it. And we got snow. Alright, so it was wired backwards. So it's on. Let me pick it up, put it inside so you can see. This is the variac here that I was using to slowly and crank it up with. So turn it back on. It's around the 117, 130 range. So it was wired backwards the first time around. Normally the white stripe would be neutral, but on this one it's hot. That's why it didn't power up the first time. So it turned on. And we get snow. So let it do this for a while. That works. I know it's hard to see on the camera. I can see it fine. No on-screen volume. So let's sit here like this for a while. Make sure nothing blows up. See how it's temporarily wired? That's just temporarily. So I just reversed it and now it works. So I'm gonna let it chooch like this for a little bit, for a few minutes, and we'll come back. Alright, it's been running for a few minutes. So far no issues, nothing smoking. So I think it's safe and go ahead and wire this up properly. Cord's not hot. So I'll make a more permanent connection in here and reassemble it, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. I don't have a working converter box at the moment to spare, so I can't like display anything right now. I got two I need to work on to try and get them working again. So that's the best I can do. Alright, it's wired up now using these heat shrink butt splice connectors. They're supposed to be adhesive in them. So crimp them on and then shrink them with the torch. So now I just got to put the little locking thing back on here to keep it in here. Put the cover back on and it's all set to go. And here it is, all reassembled. All back together. Putting this back on was tricky because the circuit board has a couple tracks that it rides in for support. So you gotta get it lined up just right or it gets stuck halfway. The cord now comes out here like it's supposed to. So another CRT salvaged. Works.